Hey guys, what's up? I said that really quietly. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry. Just got a little excited, leave me alone. Alright, so today is story time. Gather around, children. Okay, that's kind of creepy. My first story that I got going on. When I was 18, I went camping with my uncle, my aunt, my dad, my stepmom, my little brothers, my adult cousin, her husband, their kids. I think that was it. And then when all the kids went to bed and were in their little tents and stuff, all the adults got drunk. Well, except for two, my cousins. They went to bed. And so it's like my aunt, uncle, and my dad, my stepmom. Okay, so they got really drunk. Well, my dad wasn't really acting that drunk. I mean, he said he was drunk, but he was kind of just like, whatever, I'm drunk. He didn't do anything stupid. My uncle, on the other hand, he ended up stripping down to his underwear, but he still had a shirt on. He left his t-shirt on, took his pants off, and he had like fucking like whitey tighties, not even boxers, and still had his tennis shoes and socks on. We didn't know where his pants went. Like, we looked for his pants, and they just... And then my stepmom was saying that she was drunk, and we were sitting in camping chairs next to each other. And then she's like, I'm so drunk right now. And I'm just like, you're not acting drunk. I don't think you're drunk. And no shit, right after I said that, she reaches down and starts petting my dad's shoes that were sitting on the ground, which were white. And she has a little white dog that's about that big. And I look down and I'm just like, why are you petting those shoes? And she's like, oh my god, I thought it was Ashley. She started freaking out, like laughing, and I was just like, oh my god, I guess you are drunk. Oh, and then a couple childhood things. When I was little, I had this obsession with collecting eggs. Like, I would go out in the wild and find eggs, and I would take them and bring them home with me and hide them and try to hatch them. Like, I had a heating pad under my bed, and then I had the eggs wrapped up in a towel so they wouldn't get too hot, and I had it on low, and I even knew to rotate them. They never hatched. Me and my mom lived with my grandma at the time. My grandma found them when she was vacuuming my room, and she threw them outside. Okay, well, those are the eggs that I took from my aunt and uncle's farm. They were duck eggs. Apparently there weren't any male ducks, so they would have never hatched in a million years. They were not fertilized at all. And then I've done that with robin eggs too. Like after a storm, I'd find robin eggs out in the yard, and I'd collect them and try to hatch them, and they never hatched. Okay. And then also, here's a pretty embarrassing story, and it's a little sexual. I didn't know it at the time, though. Okay, so my cousin was over, and I was about 14, and she's a year or two younger than me, and my stepmom was making chicken, and she was doing something in the back of the house, and she yelled at my dad. She says, hey, can you check the chicken? And I'm sure some of you might know where this is going. And he says, what? Can I choke my chicken? And then me and my cousin started laughing. And he thought that we had gotten the joke. No, we were too young for that. And I was all like saying, oh my god, that's so weird. How can you choke the chicken? It's already dead. It's not going to do much if you choke it. And then my dad had explained to me that means jacking off. I was like, okay. And then this next one pertains to me and my mom having a massive blonde moment. Like, what the fuck? Me and my mom went into the bathroom, and then when we went to wash our hands, my sink wouldn't turn off. They're like the push sinks where you like push it and it stays on for like 2 fucking seconds and you can't even get time to wash your hands. You have to like hold it down and like wash one hand at a time. It's bullshit. It was one of those. And it wouldn't turn off. And the sink was kind of plugged up for some reason. And the sink started filling with water quite quickly. And so me and my mom freaked out. And what did we do? We kept hitting it. We were sitting there like banging on it, screaming, going, "Oh my god, we're gonna flood the bathroom!" And then finally, I'm just like, "Wait, don't touch it. Let's just stand back and watch." And right as the water got right to the edge and was about to spill over, it shut off. And we're like, and we ran out of the bathroom and didn't look back. I later realized, you know what? Us repeatedly hitting it were probably the reason why it stayed on longer. Because we freaked out because it stayed on a little longer than the other sink. So then we thought we needed to keep hitting it. And that doesn't turn it off. That'll just make it keep going until you almost flood the bathroom. So, don't do that. This shocked me, so I don't know if it shocked you guys, but I lived in Maryland for a brief moment when I was like 5. And we lived in an apartment building like on the 4th floor or something like that. And my dad says, "Oh, let's get water balloons and we'll throw them out the window at you and you can be down the bottom." And I had like a little friend or whatever. So we're down there, my dad's throwing water balloons at us and we're laughing and having fun. And all of a sudden, some asshole from like the 5th or 6th fucking floor throws a C battery out the fucking window and hits me in the ankle. Like, the side of the ankle where the big bone sticks out, it hit that. Batteries get going at a pretty good speed that high up in the air. That fucking hurt. Cried a lot. That was a dick move, man. Whoever that was. Who throws a battery out of a window at a kid? It could have hit me on the head and killed me. Like, seriously? People be dumb, yo. And another thing, I used to be in the National Guard. And it was my first day at drill. We're standing in formation outside, like, taking a class or whatever. And they're, like, teaching us how to do, like, how do I say, like, ambush type things, I guess. I don't know, he was like drawing little marks because we're about to play paintball and he was teaching us like maneuvers or something and then hand signals and stuff. And I guess you're not supposed to lock your knees when you're standing in one spot. And I didn't really realize that I had locked my knees because I was paying attention a little too much. And then I started feeling a little sick. And I'm like, oh, it's nothing, I'm fine. And then next thing I knew, I was on the ground. And that was like the first time I ever passed out in my entire life. And like the second I hit the ground, I woke up and I hurried up and scrambled to my feet. And I was just like, what happened? I like freaked out. I was like, I didn't want to be in trouble for like fainting. But like they like made me go sit down and they brought me some food and water and stuff and made me eat. Yeah. Passed out. On duty. Go me! And then I saved what I thought the best for last is. So, I like to hang out at my brother's house, and I hang out with his fiance. So, she has this one really fluffy cat, and his name is Furby, and I love him, and he's cool, and he's soft. He's a long-haired whatever, I don't know the breed. But he's long-haired, and he was sitting next to her on the couch, and I walked up to him, and I'm just like, I started stroking him like this. I'm just like, I'm just gonna pet your pussy a little if you don't mind. She like busted out laughing, and then she yells to my brother, and she's like, Justin, your sister's petting my pussy! And he's like, what? And he walks out, he's like, oh. So, that is, like, all I have for today. My oh-so-amazing stories. I enjoyed living them. Well, except for the battery being thrown at me. I didn't enjoy that. Oh, why am I saying I enjoyed living these? These were kind of embarrassing. Yeah, fuck it. They're in the past, and looking back at it, it's fucking hilarious, and I'm glad I actually have, like, interesting things that have happened to me. Kind of. But I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, not making promises, but hopefully with a parody. Either my Justin Bieber one or my Wrecking Ball parody. Gonna try. No guarantees, okay? Alright, so regardless, I will see you guys next week. Bye.